The province of Trentino in northern Italy makes the perfect backdrop for a joyride in this classic. The Cisitalia 202 Gran Sport, released in 1947. Hardly anyone remembers Piero Duzio anymore, says test driver Christoph Bauer. But in the 1920s, he was internationally famous, a pro soccer player and manager, race car driver, playboy, and in 1943, he founded Cisitalia. Fiat designer Dante Giacosa is one of the brains behind the first Cisitalia project. The single-seated race car, designed in 1946, runs on a 1.1-liter engine borrowed from the speedy Fiat 1100. Shortly thereafter, the first Cisitalia made for street traffic was built on the same technical foundations, available as a convertible or a coupé. They called it the 202. The technology of the Cisitalia 202 comes straight from Fiat. Gears, wheel suspension, engine, all taken from the Fiat 1100. Of course, the engine was beefed up a bit to 48 kilowatts, but even at the end of the 1940s, this wasn't particularly impressive for a sports car. The aluminum body reduces the car's weight to only 600 kilograms, though the Cisitalia could use a bit more engine displacement. To get the Cisitalia to really move, you should take as much momentum out of the turns as possible. And excellent road holding means this is no problem. The ability to speed through turns was not unique back then. So what really makes the Cisitalia so special? Nowadays, it's really hard to imagine how much of a stir the Cisitalia caused in its presentation. It was 1947, and auto engineering was dominated by pre-World War II ideas. Big engine covers, and with wide fenders, wide running boards, and often external headlights that blew freely through the headwind. And then, this here, completely rounded and seamless. This innovative design paved the way for successive generations of sports cars. The Cisitalia purposefully forgoes unnecessary ornamentation. Knowledge of aerodynamics from car racing define the flowing, functional shape. Our test driver says the master designer Battista Pininfarina proclaimed the classic shape antiquated. The modern automobile needed pure, soft, and essential lines. With this car, he created not just a design icon, but a work of art. The curator of New York's Museum of Modern Art made the Cisitalia the first car in the world to be shown in an art exhibition. Our Cisitalia comes from a museum as well, the Zeithaus in Wolfsburg, where this car holds a place of honor. Finally, the Cisitalia cocktail of high-volume technology and sports car body inspired Ferdinand Porsche in the design of his first sports car, the Porsche 356. The simple elegance of the Cisitalia continues in the interior. 2 instrument clusters, a few levers and buttons. What more do you need? Classic engine tuning doubles the performance of the Fiat 4-cylinder. A big carburetor, sharp camshaft, and a modified exhaust pipe account for the 48 kilowatts of power. Cisitalia was the first car company in the world to use a wind tunnel. Thanks to the outstanding aerodynamics, the maximum speed is 160 kilometers per hour. The 202 Gran Sport was the first Cisitalia to drive on the streets. Previously, the company built only thoroughbred one-seat race cars. But the know-how from the racetracks came in handy for the 202. Fantastic aerodynamics and a stable body frame helped Cisitalia dominate its class at the Mille Miglia, despite its lack of power. Since its premiere in 1927, the Mille Miglia has become the most famous street race in the world. In 1947, the 202 Spider, driven by racing legend Tazio Nuvolari, nearly upset all expectations, but came in second place. In 1947, Ferry Porsche sold Cisitalia the rights to the Type 360. Rudolf Ruschke, Robert Eberon von Eberhorst, and Carlo Abarth, all exceptionally gifted designers, were commissioned to give the Grand Prix racer its finishing touches. The Cisitalia 360 features all-wheel drive, a mid-engine, and a supercharger. Tazio Nuvolari was again chosen to drive it, but it never made it to the race. Cisitalia was financially unsustainable. Company chief Duzio fled his creditors to Argentina. All that remains is his masterpiece, the 202 Gran Sport. Our tester admits that driving the Cisitalia 202 Gran Sport is not a life-changing experience. It's most impressive when viewed as a sculpture rather than a means of transportation. This car was the blueprint in its time for all the following generations of sports cars. In that sense, the Cisitalia is a landmark in automobile history.
Ist er definitiv ein Meilenstein der Automobilgeschichte.